bw'omuguzi. Umurigereria wege taseni kandi zitime na kwariganira somoroberio wege singa kama sesenya keri tukule Jumapili gucakira cinsa 12 goika cinsa inye chamambia ase gucakira cinsa 12 goika cinsa 12 nenusu tokonyera matero amatoereru yogo sasima pokea sifa baba uchakira cinsa 12 nenusu goika ense ya motonyora amarandia kurosa barandia ao kikoraga ensa eyemo ya mambia nanyore amatera jige singa top 5 amatera 5 amakeneno kukalima moyo kalira bikone tenye basire moyo kalira makumya tatane basire Yekoraga chinsebere chamambia ninkoretere abateri au elinya gusangamu na intoye masemo akachisi zetu mwanchumo ligereria nonyorero kwestawa asoko saboko tera kwao kera litukolie Jumapili 12 gwika chinsa inye chamambia toma chako ligereria egesinga kama sesenia wesa molere ama seseni yao rumba imeburera ya rumba
wana mapambala utupatie nyama choma kila mtu mikono juu wana mapambala utupatie kachumbari
This is rumba nostalgia emeburera the really rumba nostalgia nege ntoko igukego swapaka the bone marrow the DNA, you know.
Kere Jumamosi, cinsa isano libere nenusu, chamobaso, goika cinsa 10 chamaroba, na papa siko the bad.
Enyoni atakuwa nakuletea kila wiki Jumamosi kuanzia saa 7:30 mpaka saa 10. Rumba nostalgia emeburera.
Rumba nostalgia.
Utapenda rafiki yangu.
Utaipenda.
Uyakegema omwanchwa omorigereria on Dizi TV ne rugwantu gomagusi omerana na nje Julie Kerubo asomoroberio gwemisa Jumapili uchakira cinsa 10 mbakensa ya moya maragoba nimbegingo koletera emeroberio ye kanisa muna yarenge voigo atano amatingu yemisa bwate tariki tomocha ine omwanchi omoligereria nomanyete buna ebesa nere ekogendia ensi ebesa yago neri yorionde na chichikoretwa amo chionjorerigwa erinde kwanyora keri otagete nere onyora keri atagete
ebinto biria bikogera gwasigi kyumutwe nabyo naitwe bitobole tichitoro
na kigekogera egetaseni kia Dizi TV na boigo na inche Frida Kerubo twerule gokoretera omorobirio gwense yobonchereria asitogo kumanya naki ebesa gose eshiringi ya Kenya egendete gusigikania neki shiringi chinde ase chinse chiri cheisiko
bunabona ogukina kwa maguri yebinto ase chichiro okobora kwendagira
obosombi okobora kwembura na uchumi koirananse imeyense ya Kenya
nigo tugochiko kumanya asomorobere yega naki amagori amanya ari ase chichiro cheito ebinto ebiya ebyasoira ase chichiro cheito nabo igo tugochiko tarera chi county chonsi emerongo enena isano na ibere imeyense ya Kenya ase tokorigereria naki obonchereria bagendete gokorekana ase chichiro
ebi negati yebinke biria ora chikwe manya na gukwanera asumurubrio wense yobonchoreria
nigo tugukumanya ase chinse chiri cheisiko nakibagendete gokora obonchereria bwabo nabo igo nakibakoenana ebinto koru chinse chiri cheisiko nagotekeragaiga ase enseito ya Kenya
kera rituko ria Jumanne na Ijuma guchakire chinse nyecha mambia imeyandizi TV ense yobonchoreria
Happy Sabbath, happy day omwanju muligiribigeta seni Kiandizi television gukwarigania ase enchira ya bene imeyo moroberio obwansu bwesabat no moroberio okoretwa ase orekera litukolia juma mosi gochakira chinsa 12 cha mambia oikera chinsa inye cha mambia imeyo moroberio oyo bwansu bwesabato
abange tugukagera ngani ntu abanyana bo moyo tugukagera nagekora Yesu arwito nga ngomonto yo makare mu mugundu
yes
endagire kama paka akamanya goteba ngabona agachigotaka kubike bya ngabona moyo negoka yonko igore byage igore rinde ndia matukonsi no mona matebe omoririo yo rero nagani ubugima bwao asenjire nde ngomanye n'ubugima no manene
nigo togosanga amonaye ensemo ya devotion astokonyara koba atokonyora engane mwamu egotora ase omoroberio yo
where your treasure ari asubi asibirengereri byagobire ari no onye goko mwa Yesu Kristo teko bako ngumurizio nyago koranderio mundo nga karwense mweko
nyora boigongo swatore asa maigerio ye lesson astokonyara koba to kurigereria na koerera anene ari nyare ko baga kwegwa oborito ime lesson ye chuma enkima lakini magiga ya mwanya bantu intukonyara koba to gosaria so mugondo Eden nande twarangeri wase riogi turi ororo rigotebe nga missing ayore inchwe onyara koba part of the family
tiyo buruti bwa Nyasaye no burunge bwaye Matayo 5:33 na byonsi na momentero
ase entunde ya gatatu neyo mwerio igotogo soa ime ya request tower
omurigereria bwe television ya Ndizi TV nigo tugukwiraniria ngambia muno asoko genderera guturigireria na gutusira kira rituko asemerubirio yaitu yonsi chinsemero ngeberenaine bono onye kendegia korekanire asekenyuru kiao ekiotagete utumanye asobwango mono abonda isi veke nambeye asesemi yao enoti isano na ibere inya isato isano nemo ibere isato isano na isato isano na ibere eyemo elioto akere n'abasaki baito baikasure na kubekora uboti ubwo asembeo emesa ya mangana maya ya Ndizi TV nereyo kwabekire simu yawe ime asegati yaito ntubwata abantu bari n'oborema n'abantabwa mbabwata magani yabo mbabwata ibyewa mbasomete nabuigo mbatagitama baga asemeremo na kubwatisiwa asubugima bwokera lituko
inyura oborema igorobore inyura kerema nkerikose kwa inyura ekerema ngechiche
na kyoge kogera asumurubirio bwoborema asubugima Jared Wilberforce niga gukoretera ensemo iliyotamanyiti igoro yabo
turabe tugwesemia kwemanyia na kwegokia ase amanganonsi pi ari arengete abantu baito abari n'oborema ayekwarorire bagotenga
kera rituko ria Jumanne chinsa isano nemo chia mogaso no moiroro rituko ria Jumapili chinsa isato nenusu chia butuko Oborema Ase Obogima ime ya Ndizi TV. omurubiri okubwatia nigo kurigererwa n'ebigori byonsi.
Actually, Dallas Premier.
Yes.
Sono legale live.
Yeah.
Live.
Hello, morning.
Hello.
Welcome to the Some Fine. Thank you. Poa sana. Karibuni.
Yes. Take us through screening.
Okay, you will put any metallic stuff you have.
Yes.
Then you pass through this metallic.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Then you pass through this point. Welcome. Yes.
Thank you. Fine. Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome. Now you are going to 6th floor. Yeah. Karibuni.
Thank you.
Fifth floor. Door is opening.
Good. Basona omwanchwa omurigeria on Dizi TV obwansu bwomubusi tyangosogerie nago kwarigania andonsi asore asengencho yomurori oborema ase obogima weteregeta senia kemo ya chirenkuma aso kumanya goseme nago kogokia aso monwa omwansu omwanyageti ngekorunga Dizi TV obwansu bwomubusi omwanchwa omurigeria aso omurori oborema ase obogima ase obogima no murori okogochira kerituko chinga kine biro mne biga rero tuli nekirengio goseme gokumanya gokogokia iguru ya mangano sipi ari arengete abantu ba minto abale amo nobole mamwancho murigeria kuna botambe ntino murari brother power Jared Wilberforce nkobwaterana noyo minto Lydia Mose asensemo ye imanyererega yotogochira eyemasemo Kruase omugabani o Dallas Premier omugabani oyomo omukonkigima ime yomochoito okisi asebo igonya sai atwanchire okoretera omuroberio boborema ase obogima eyemo ase yemo ndingo tana koraga omwancho murigeria ngotwara abageni abakorete migano bakoreta obosemia bakoreta obumanyi igoro ya mangana mange aria arengete abantu ba minto abari no borema na rero gabutambe nandi nanyorire ninde no mugeni ase studio yo chinyakoba otwerera make aria atoreteire ase ngencho yo muroberio weritsikirigarira ase ngencho y'abantu ba minto batanyale maybe mugeni onete kanyago murweke gusi na muko nyanchira nga rero tuburuka niga asege songo kegweta asege swali kegweta egente kenne ntonyore aria atutungetie omwanchwa omurigereria ndugu yangu karibu Dizi TV.
Asante sana.
Ndio Dizi TV obwansu bwomugusi unaweza mtazamaji wetu kisha ukarudisha majina yako alafu tuendelee.
Good afternoon, listeners. We want to thank the Lord for this afternoon.
Yes.
We are at Ndizi TV.
Yes.
My names are John Edwin Onyango, working for Nyamira County Government, Department of Health. To specific, I'm an orthopedic technologist.
Yes.
I coordinate the registration of people with disability in Nyamira County.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome so much, John Edwin. This is Ndizi TV. We call it Oborema Ase Obogima. Oborema Ase Obogima means the sweetness of the Gusii Nation. So it's Ndizi TV, the sweetness of the Gusii Nation. Feel most welcome and feel free to share with us in our live show today, live from Dallas Premier Hotel in Kisii Town. Welcome. I feel most welcome. Mwancho muriria igondo mnyagetari John Edwin kurwa se nyagetari yeito ya Nyamira oyo nigare oyo mo ase eke ensemeria ekorigereria abantu baminto bali no borema mono amangana ya mauga amangana physiotherapy na boigo assessment kitokore rero no gotema amangana yo kolikia kolingoria na kolikia abantu baminto abale no bole taragendera mono mwancho murigereria nyoranga ntogendera na mamereito akuza awards ngoko sabanga oenda assessment yamo bate matamatero unancheiga yenda assessment yao messages orike elieta kuza KUZA oritume gochia se namba eyemo isano nemo enoti eyemo 15601 igari assessment tangani ya content creator of the year otobekere papa antivirus ebindogendere number 3 igari ya TV station of the year obeke Ndizi TV omwanchiwa omorigereria. Now John.
Yes.
Yes, today we are privileged to have you in our studios.
Thank you very much.
I want us to discuss for the time ahead of us matters assessment and registration of persons with disabilities, considering that you come from the Department of Health and I know you basically on that desk where you carry out assessment and subsequent registration. May you please take us through the intro of our subject today?
Thank you very much. Thanks for the welcome.
Yes.
I want to say that disability
is
a great club whereby all of us, we are candidates and we can join this club at any time.
Yes.
But even as we prepare that today we listen for the presentation on disability,
yes.
I wanted to say that disability is very wide.
Yes.
And we have different domains
yes.
in disability management,
yes.
whereby all the 7 domains
yes.
are present in the county of Nyamira where I work.
Yes.
And I want to appreciate the potential government for capacitation
yes.
of Nyamira Department of Health so that we are able to form a whole team for assessment,
yes.
running from the physical. We have got the ophthalmology.
Yes.
We have got the mental health.
Yes.
We have got the physiotherapy, orthopedic technologies.
Yes.
We have got occupational therapists, and we have got ENT. That team together
yes.
sits in the assessments
yes.
of disability
yes.
and categorization in Kenya as per the WHO.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Biamana omancho omurigeria omunyagetari John Edwin ogotwereraga abo amangale wonyakaba gokora iga eresire nga ereno yomo asi bali sese media yo bolingoria abo bantu mintu no bolema iga abo otemire gotwerera obolema ao bolia bochandete abantu baito esa kwanire amangana ya mauga okwanire amangana ya maiso na automology okwanire amangana ya mato ENT okwanire obolema bwa kebongo okwanire chinsemo chiria anye ikomi chire ase obolema asa eresrenga itangani otogirie serikali ye county Nyamira asengichi yokonyaria enyagetaria Nyamira level 5 gotwara ebirangi byonse bitatu ikomi asa abantu baito bakonyora obokoleri bwabo. Now John.
Yes.
There is our show today. We decided to have this because mwanchwa omorigereria okorangarire nditwanchire tigaria gotoko saba motolemererie ekero tokorigia ase egekenganikia iga ende tugera gotoko enderera ne murobirito welitukeriga liarero studio.
Chingekero Shomogusii.
Nyangweso
ngenda tingo koya.
Nyambezo
Na koire ritime. Kora nyore ngabi. Oretera abantu simanya gitinge tuabeta. Wanjireyo.
Nanjire. Kera rituko ria Alamisi enseye monenusu ya Marogoba.
Eki n'ekingire kiro ky'omugusi tukuna gukwanira entekenene n'okuinyurania igwa azitayo n'obuli oreri na mukaye oranyora amang'ana amanzi budaya
goika abantu baitu bamanyena n'abagusi bale abantu basomibwe batwara ekisemi kinyinge lakini mbabwati nsoni
bunatokuna okwererega obu n'obukano obukano obu bwagatumekire engagi kinyani kyareko jajiye baba jajiye timoni kyomagezi beni naigule beni Marogoba
maukuru nsara maya batina bagubuleba eng'enchende omuntu urekoba n'abantu abang'ai naenda abanne iga bare kumwa chinginjo n'echumbu kyokomenya ase engaki eliaro n'engaki egochigocha
kila rituko lia Aramisi wanzire ensemo nenusu mpaka ase umuroberio yokwerera
Numuiroroye rituko ria Ijuma chinsa isano ne mocha mugaso nasiko gichana
Womukunguzyo mazyo miaka yako manya barwero semo mwana Wokunguzyo mazyo miaka yako manya barwero
Mwana wembe bakaboli omwana wenguko ngaye
Omwanchu muliriria gwe televisioni ya Ndizi TV mbiyamona sukoira chinsa chao na kuliriria televisioni yao na mbejemo yomunwa mweke usi bono onye kubwate nganende yonsi yukwe murungania woso komenta na bogo toikera ase gutwakire simi ase namba enotisano na ibere inye isato isano nemo ibere isato isano na isato isano na ibere eyemo gose otorikere riukorike ase email ya ndiztvnews@gmail.com Voigo na bugo tonyora ase mitandao yaito buna Ndizi TV News Digital ensemo ya Facebook YouTube nigotogotoka buna Ndizi TV News na voigo TikTok nigotogotoka buna Ndizi TV News na bo ogututarira sikiabisi chito ekyo kirebo cyobwe kiro ya embassy ekero kogenda nyakoe ase bara ekurwa kisi kogenda Kisumu Ndizi TV Omwansu bw'omugusi
Omwanchu omurigereria bwegeta sendika Ndizi TV na kwariganira somo
Ndizi TV Obwansu bw'omugusi
Basono omwanchwa omurigeria inyuranga wendera tukurigeria Ndizi TV obwansu bw'omugusi gwatwachikora ng'anyia ebyombo bite sengencho astwarenge embura yabang'ana bo twaganania ke omwanchu omurigeria rarire ryo mwate ndonyara koritanga na yandi na ya Nyasaye nekira gokoreka na bwate ngincho inyuranga gotoro nyagitari John Edwin kurwa asenya gitari ya Nyamira referral level 5 oyore oyomo sonya tari bagotoka sense media yokorenga abantu baminto abale no bale maru oyo twanyora ngatiga ikirero atweresere ngikiriga nyarwa yokoreka na se department area ngikeria bakonyara ko bakorera batikera abantu bita bange bamanyitinga omunyagitari nabwate ensemenene akonyara ko bagakora elio omonto omanyakana ko ba omole byo mwancho muri linga yose agendera kubochera kurwa Ndizi TV obwansu bw'omugusi nakonyolinga inyuranga amamerenito akuza award nagenderete okogendaga ya SMS mess ya oli botnya ebinyamatero ebimatamato bune byane oendega ya olikelita kuza KUZA olitomego chiase namba AMO isano nemo enoti AMO 15601 no gotuma elieta kuza gochia SML ntangani ya content creator of the year otobekere papa antivirus ndio muito galia asense melie chingero to kanabasa to galia se TV station of the year otobekere Ndizi TV ikagera obubuyi bwao obubuyi weito no bwao omwanchwa omo ligereria daktari. Yes, you had mentioned and given us a breakdown of the different or various departments that are assessed in the Nyamira County Referral Hospital, where you mentioned the various categories of disability, starting from physical to ophthalmology, going down to ENT and what have you. Now, I want us to pick on three major areas. Yeah, they could be, all could be major, but I'm sure, and from our own investigations, that there could be those 3 or 4 major ones that in Nyamira you assess day in, day out, such that if you fail to be in hospital today or that department is closed, there's a particular Kenyan in Nyamira who is not going to get their right to health through. Let's know what we mean by assessment of a person with disability.
Thank you very much. I want to say that assessment is a presentation of the disability to our department so that we can be able to establish which disability they are suffering from. And in that assessment, we are able to identify and allocate, categorize them as per the WHO. And in the WHO, I've just mentioned that we have got 7 domains of disability.
Yes.
But in terms of numbers and data, I want to register that Nyamira will register several physical disabilities.
Yes.
And in the physical, we are registering them under the 3 main rehabilitative sciences. That is orthopedic technology, physiotherapy, and occupational therapist. Those are those that are playing the role in registering the physical disability. Because that is the training that they are gone through, and followed by the mental disabilities. Currently in Nyamira, our data is really shooting high
on mental disability.
On mental disability, yes. And because mental has really become a very sensitive area,
yes,
we have had several assessments done so that we are able to also mainstream the disability of the mental health, followed by the disability of the eye.
That's visual
disabilities.
Yes.
Text number 3 in terms of our database that we have in Nyamira County. Thank you very much.
So you basically said that physical disability leads, followed by mental, and finally there is the visual impairment, which is coming at number 3. Now, Dr. John, having been in this profession and particularly in Nyamira for the longest time I've known you, are you able maybe to establish why maybe the physical is taking the lead, followed by the mental, and the visual, as we have categorized them, before we go to discuss the innermost about assessment?
Thank you very much. I want to register that in disabilities we have got 2 parameters.
Yes.
That is the congenital, whereby a person will be disabled from birth. And at birth, it contributes several numbers whom we register under physical disability. And again, because of technology,
yes,
Kenyans have had several acquired disabilities. That is because of the presence of trauma. Whenever we are using our roads, there are several people that are getting injuries. And those injuries, they contribute to either the acquired disabilities that we have. You will find somebody in road traffic accidents. In Nyamira, we register several of them, and actually this one happens daily. A day cannot pass without having somebody in a very serious road accidents.
Omurigeria daktari atwereseire nga igotogo chikoligeria chinsemo isato mono chiria enyegeteri Nyamira egoshugulikira engoshugulikira chinsemo chinsano ibere, lakini to chikoligeria isato mono astate banga nkoligeria tole oborema bokororekana toka physical impairment naboigo ntubwate oborema bwa kebongo obogo cha namba ibere naboigo oborema bwa maiso ese namuhuri atweresere nga nkigose akageretekero muchando ekogera ngo oborema obonde bokororekana bwo physical abantu babunegete abantu batabwatia amaboko abantu batabwatia amaguru nabwo bokonyara koba bokwirari bagali nene ase county yeito ya Nyamira esa nyandiko bwo tweresera nga ntubwate chinsemo ibere mono mono ekyo chikoleta oborema buno bwega bokororekana esa tebanga ensemeyemo n'oborema bulia bwo kuiboleranibwa ese umwana akoiborwa onyoranga nabwate tayari oborema obwo burabona mwana bakwiburwa utuka tabwati okoboko utabwati gicara utabwati okogoro ensemo ya kabiri boigo wereseranga nesengencho yemibasokano esa erestri nande obekire chingurunga ase county ya Nyamira emibasokano ya changeire mono ose ya beire nganero engenchenene ekomenta oborema bwokororekana ekiagera gotebanga kira ituko ndia nakoera botanyoretie omonto ole maire gwetera ase omubasokano bwepara inyoro mwancho muriria igotole Dr. John Edwin kurwa nyagetari Nyamira ase tokuriria amangana yokolingoria nokolikia abantu baminto abale no borema onsi gwetera Ndizi TV obwansu bwomugusiga taseni kia una mbemo ya chirenku mugukororeria na gukumanyia asomo noito omwansu omwanyagetinge omwanchwa omorigeria lero gatokuguchira live masayemo kurwa ase omugabani o Dallas Premier ime yomochoito okisi omochoito obosongo sokoro yanaka yorokire boma notole omwanchwa omorigeria na Daktari John Edwin. Now Daktari,
yes,
you've given us a breakdown of possible causes and the major causes of physical disability in Nyamira, and we've talked about congenital, and we also talked about the acquired disability that's caused by majorly road accidents that are now alarming in Nyamira. We're also tackling mental. What would the possible causes that are now? You said that mental disability is really on the rise in Nyamira.
Thank you very much for the chance. I want to register that in Nyamira County,
yes,
we have got mental health expertise. That is for Nyamira South and Nyamira North.
Yes.
And I want to believe that they are really doing a good job because they have opened our registrations and assessments for the whole week. That is Monday to Friday. Whereby they can do the assessments at any time that the patient with a mental challenge presents themselves to those officers. But as I want to register here that in the mental health, the trend is really decreasing. But what I want to believe is that whenever people are having a lot of strain, stress in their lives, and the pressures are a lot,
yes,
this one has contributed to the great numbers of the people that are now suffering from mental health.
Yes.
And it has also come to the Ministry of Health. It's a big concern. And that's why we have had a day that is given just for mental health celebration and creating awareness so that the Kenyans can be able to be abreast with the fact that we need to be very careful and alert to any mental causative factor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daktari. Now, I want you, before we tackle the visual impairment, because we shall go there, I want you to take us now, slowly, step by step. You know, today you're making me to broadcast in English.
Yes.
It is not my issue because my TV is a vernacular station, but whichever the way, Ndizi TV is the home of every information, education, and entertainment. Our dear listener, wherever you are, because I know that those who are watching John Edwin for this first time and for information, we are even at Bondo. I'm sure you come from Bondo. We are there. Ndizi TV is there. We are in Busia. We are also in Kisumu in full swing. We are in Nyamira. So I'm sure when we do in this language, a good number of our viewers are able to grasp what we are really tackling. Now, Daktari, take us through the whole process of registration before we go back and maybe look at cause of visual impairment that is also on an increase in Nyamira County.
Thank you, Brother Wilberforce.
Yes.
Assessment has been anchored in the acts of PWDs, the year 2003,
yes,
which was reviewed in 2010.
Yes.
And after 2010, we have always done registration and assessment of PWDs. Whenever a patient presents themselves from 2010, we have been sitting as a team. That's why I mentioned the 7 cadre team that are handling disability assessment in Nyamira County. Initially, we used to have this on Wednesdays. But because of the accelerated numbers, we have now opened our doors to every day. We are able to do assessments. And the assessments, the form is used as a guide, a standard for all the counties in this Republic of Kenya. That was done by the MOH and the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Yes. We did a review for 2023 August, whereby currently we are registering people under e-citizen. And what happens before they really proceed to be registered, we normally have assessment doctors, whereby the categories or the domains that we have, yes, be it physical, be it mental, be it visual, yes, ENT, and mental, we will sit a team of assessors that we are lucky. In Nyamira, we are all trained in this categorization, yes, and using the guideline. Yes. And I want to appreciate what the county government has done, together with our stakeholders who are really supporting the agenda of ensuring that we register people from the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Whenever a person comes in the hostel, we have got a form. This form is standard because it has been vetted by the MOH and the council. In the first page of that form, we shall be able to capture the biodata of the client that has presented themselves, so that we are able to know whom are we dealing with, what are the contacts of the person, what is the gender, for the purposes of our data, compilation and reports, so that we are able to know which disability is hitting the greatest Nyamira. Number two that is covered there is the locality, yes, where geographical coverage do you come from, yes, in terms of sub-county, in terms of location, the ward, and also the villages where you come from. So that when you analyze the data, you are able to know that in Borabu, we have got this number of disabilities registered. In Nyamira North, in Masaba North, Manga, and Nyamira South. So from our desk, we are able to report how many are in those sub-counties in terms of data. Then we have the source of the process of why somebody has been declared a disabled. We are able to grade whether it is a congenital disability or acquired disability. The form will always be able to guide us. We need to sit a panel of 5 people, minimally, who must also put their signatures. And those signatures, we have been able to register their signatures. They are working as shown numbers, yes, and also the council numbers and the board numbers of the staffs that are handling disability. The disability team is chaired by the medical superintendent of Nyamira County Hospital, who always sits the team down. We do the assessments, then we forward them to the director, medical services. Yes. Initially, we used to send the forms to Nairobi. Yeah. We thank the Lord for the evolution of signatures. We started last year in August. Yes. We have seen a great efficiency since we devolved the signatures to the DMS, Nyamira County. And I think now processing the disability certificates has been an easy task on us and also the disabled population. Okay. After that, the National Council for Persons with Disability needs to process, because we have got the team that is actually tasked according to the Act. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities is where all the disabled functions are centered. Yes. So we forward the forms to the office, and it is now them that processes the certificates, and also will be able to call again the recipients of those forms to come and pick the original forms. Why original forms is that there is a category of people that have come to be registered just as a number. There are people that are coming for intentions of exemption. And in the new categorization, we have been exposed to the fact that whenever any acquired disability, whether it became disability by surgical intervention, that is acquired disability, we need to tag and attach a medical report to you throughout the domains, whether it is a physical disability, whether it is an ophthalmic visual, whether it is an ENT problem, we must get a report from a doctor so that we can attach it there before it is registered in the citizen.
Okay.
This is very important because in the category of exemptions, we expect them to be vetted. That's the level 2. After the county have already registered you, the National Council for Persons with Disability will invite you to our satellite places where we do vetting. And in this region, we are doing our vetting in UTRH, Kisumu, whereby the officers from the National Council's headquarters, together with the carry, they come to Jaramogi and also do their vetting, whereby we believe that the work has been done well and several of us have really enjoyed the services of the assessments.
You moved very fast, Daktari. I'm very grateful, Daktari John Edwin, for that vast explanation on assessment. You've taken us through the entire process, actually, until you've gone where I didn't expect at KRA. That's very nice. Remember, all this is happening on Ndizi TV, the sweetness of all. Omancho Morigeria, Ayonsi Aho Chiragoetera, Ndizi TV, Owansu, Womogosi, Omorogelio, Oborema Ase Obogima, Togoche Mase Mokuase, Omogabani, Odalas Premier, Gatigati, Yomochito, Oboma, Omochito, Bosongo, Mochito, Kisi, Omorogelio, Oborema Ase Obogima, Ascende, Nominatari, John Edwin, Kuruase, Yamira County Referral Hospital, Yandreta Gotuera, Mangana, Aliaman Tomata Maiti, Igoro, Yokolen, Okolingoliwa, Navaigo, Okolikiwa, Comanto Baito, Abale, Nobolema, where Serena, and Semelio, Koligo, Nobolema, Kokogenda Galia, Kwae Form, Kwae Cholia, Babuate Svakumanya, Obogima, Wow, Ayabuno Monto, in a page and Tangani, Kurugavu, Ramanya, Aria, Esoruete, Egermana Rotebana, Onye, Bumara location, Abantu 12, Noldo, Koramba, Naniga, Abantu, Magoro, was a worker like Kanamba, Naniga. So, I know go to Eresa, Pakura South Vinga, Numakua Kolima Manganayonsi, Honora Alcoalibaga, Diego Chiconyora, a certificate, area registration, squeeze your work through e-citizen Omanchua Omorile. Now that yes. There is something that has been eating into the minds of most of our persons with disabilities who believe, number one, after all, I am crawling. After all, I'm on a wheelchair. After all, I'm on hearing aid. After all, I'm using a white cane. Why must I go through a medical process again even when my disability is still visible?
Thank you very much. We want to register that we have got standards of assessments.
Yes.
And the disabilities are always graded.
Yes.
Whereby we have got 3 categories of disabilities.
Yes.
We have got the mild, the moderate, and the severe.
Yes.
So it is important that these people present themselves for assessments so that we are able to establish which level is your disability. Because every disability that we have comes with its own benefits. And for the sake of...
Just repeat that part. Comes with its own benefits. I wanted you to stress on the word benefits.
Thank you very much. So in every disability that we have, first of all, we need to establish the numbers of disabled persons in Nyamira County. It will help the Nyamira County to plan for them because they shall be planning with information that we are having this number of people with disability in this county.
Yes.
And therefore those that have come have already contributed to the number. And in this interview, we encourage those that have not reached out to us. It is important that you plan and be available for this assessment so that by the time you are having a planning for the disabled persons in Nyamira, we have captured a great percentage of you people in Nyamira County. Number 2 is a moderate disability. We have had people getting help because of those disability cards. We say that without disability cards, then it means that you are not disabled. As much as you may be having a very severe disability,
and it's physical,
and it's a physical challenge that you have, but without the disability card that normally ascribed to at the National Council for Disability, then we don't recognize that as a disability. So we want to encourage that everybody must be able to attain the certificate of disability that is currently uploaded in e-citizen.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Umancho Murigeria Namugo Yananke Kogera. umuntu pako yoreka ino kwaguranse nere kubetera ngari ikiwe no akorire goteba nga none kero oruchikaine onye tubwatie kadi ayebono tuli molema rwendo kenda restaurant keringa obole mango chabole na matunda ye gose no konyora kwaye omwancho moliria inyora ngayo sia ogochira gwetera Ndizi TV obwansubo mugusi omoroberio Oborema Ase Obogima ase togo sanga tungora na daktari John Edwin ndoche skogaria embura yake ataka yabe tanze kabisa agaria ekyo oburo buye bwa gusi nense yo mwando mwancho moliria chinza cyanze kinyoka gali mono sana mbode daika kire nse ya isana sa togaria egere nkoro moroberio yo mwancho moliria inyura ngampo ngendrete na mareto akuza awards okogendaga bo aseke matamatero kiao oyandolike elieta kuza otomego chia 5601 abashabiki anayo wale madaktari yes ujapiga kura nataka upige kura taenda hapo you just go to your SMSs write the word kuza send to 5601 then you'll see those categories. Category number 1 Papa antivirus, then you get to category number 3 TV of the year Ndizi TV. Abantu baito mwensi omuriria on Ndizi TV twakire kura ekiagera ubugui bwaito no bwao no bwaito daktari. Yes, in the interest of time, my time is running very fast. At what level does one does it one get declared as a person with a disability? Because I'm getting your colleague from Nyamusi. I think Nyamusi is a level 4 hospital. Yes. Yes, your colleague here is telling me Dominic Nyagetiria. I'm with my father, Chief Nyagetiria, and I'm watching John Edwin. Kindly, Daktari, tell us, because the people who come to us and they say they have gone to hospital and they have been told theirs cannot be registered as persons with disabilities. So, are there cases where some request can be turned down, and why?
Thank you very much. A very important question to this session.
Yes.
I want to say that there are people that have been turned down and are not able to be given the registration because nowadays we have got what is called the waiver score or the ICF, the International Classification of Functions. We use that to at least score the disabilities. And therefore, anybody that is falling below the 15% in our categories do not really meet the threshold to be registered as a person with disability. And therefore, we have always classified them as mild. Mild means that it's something that is not very much affecting the person that is owning that.
In simple terms, you're saying if I lose one of my fingers, you look at how much it disables my functionality, the functionality of that hand.
Yes.
So if the finger affects lower than 15% of the functionality, then that one is not registered as disability.
Yes, sir. And there are things that you can also consider. People have been coming to the assessors. That is from Nyamusi, just like my brother is saying, from Ekerenyo, or Masaba, North Keroka, Manga, and even Kijauri.
Yes.
They sit with our assessors there, whom we have trained, and they now know the scores. And because people come there with the notion that I am disabled, convincing that person that they don't meet the threshold has become a challenge. And that's why you can find that people are going out in protest and saying that, okay, I was turned down. You are not being turned down, but you are using a policy that is ethical to be able to be defended by anybody who has put his signatures there. Because at every level that we have done assessment, you must be able to defend as the assessor of the person with disability. And by the time you want to defend, you must also be able to quote which parameters you're using to register somebody as a person with disability. Thank you very much.
Omancho muriria to Edwin mutusire gukora agali mbwethere gachire se inye egere kore omurwe tukirigara rero ase twasangire na nkunyarekanire omonto okane unga turi omurema rukiranyore nga ekimokeri cy'umubere gekagire kore mara nkeri gotene ni bokoreri gwense me yayo mubere nse gwetani 15 igoro yemi yagera bono unyara ko okane ungaye tokunyara ko bagokorikigwa buna omonto omurema ryo omonto muriria mbare abande bagocho omonto agwatigwa mugongo omonto agwatigwa magoro utaka abe assessed na ndabe registered aina ndakira tabirenga ebinde mbire umuntu agokanirwa tiga abantu baito babe pose. Doctor, I'm just explaining what you just said. about people who walk out in protest and believe they have been turned down.
Yes.
And I just remember that once in a while, I get people who come to me and say, you know, I've been having a backache for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't know why you cannot register me. I've been having, my legs are paining for the last 20 years. No way you can do to register me. I just categorized such.
Yes.
Under that, bit which cannot be registered as persons with disability. Daktari, our time is running very fast.
Thank you.
I want to make a date with us again.
Yeah.
I want the 2 minutes ahead of us, you sum up, just try to sum up, and there's something you said about the assessment days, which are now like every day in Nyamira County. Sum up, give advice to our parents, give advice to our people on the importance of assessment and subsequent registration. But kindly be kind enough to have another date with us when we shall have enough time to go through every other thing.
Thank you very much, Brother Wilberforce. I want just to encourage the public that let us kill stigma. Stigma is what has really taken the disability to those very serious stalls. And I want to say that in Nyamira County, we have got serious human resource that have been trained and are able to give great services from where they sit. I want to say that expanding our scope to be able to do assessments every day was to make everybody be comfortable, because the geographical coverage we are doing for assessments come as wide as this county is. Therefore, as a county hospital, we are able to sit there and give the services every day, so that anybody who comes is given the services without really referral to awareness day that we used to do long back. So I want to thank you, because our sitting here has been able to inform the public that it is important to register. There are things that you can gain just by registering as a person with disability in this county. And currently we are very, very much in order that we have already developed the Nyamira County Act for persons with disability, and also we have got the National Act. Those two books are quite heavy, and at our point of references, we are safe as Nyamira County.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Welcome again, Brother John Edwin, but kindly, I want to go off a bit as I conclude.
Yes.
And now that I told you we are in this region, full and counting, adwa mituolo, Miss Jogi Bwana Iwan Wakura, Markuza. Oh, talk to that one at home.
Agoero kamano kuom thuolo momiwa kawuono mar mondo abi Ndizi TV, kendo kawuono asego kura mar kuza manyiso ni wan bende we are counted kaka joluo mantiere this place, and we feel that we are part of the systems of Nyamira and Kisii County. Thank you very much.
Erokamano Baba, Mosna Grace. Okay, thank you so much for coming, and we hope to be having you soon again. Particularly, I know there is a lot we did cover up because of the many challenges that come with this life, but I hope when we call you again, kindly be kind enough to come. Omwanchua ligereria igotwa gambira nyagitari Daktari John Edwin oyinyarire kuba omoyo nga ira abantu baino ira abana baino agakie naro kubuliri boli gabasa chia elibye. Somebody is asking, when do you come to the ground? I think that we shall tackle in our next show, because they are requesting that sometimes the cases are so severe that you need to go to the ground and register. I'm sure if I can book you for the next 2 weeks, after the next week, then the other one, you come to studio and we able to highlight more. I know there is much we would have done, but in the interest of time, can we organize another date, Doctor?
Yes, sir.
Kindly.
Very available.
Kindly. Omwancho muliria esatigalira tika twebande naende egere daktari achache studio tonyare koba togusanga aliande atigara. Omwancho muliria inyuranga eyeko kwa Ndizi TV obwansu bwo mugusi omuroberi Oborema Ase Obogima litukolera twagochereye mase ye mukuru somugabani o Dallas Premier no mugabani olime ya bosongo igotwayo ali bageri kokoro mu rwego rwaro enchonga n'abantu batemire sana wekange n'abalemaru kieleveta kiabo gari kibwate braille kigo kwana igo muntu omulemaru ko tebunga nchu Dallas badala stako ye kumeria naboko beke wheelchair yao ase lift gari yagotirira mpaka no 7th floor naboko beka ogoso lift gari yagotebi nobo muko bunanche yagotebia ase utakeire kogenda inyoro mancho murigeria genderera gutwakire kura eria yakuza egere tobe nambe yemo amonaye bono gukurira engane ntwani ase Oborema engane ntwani ase Oborema mancho murigeria motugisese no moyo muya motugisese no moyo muya engane ntwani ase Oborema motugisese no moyo muya ibagari yabonse abutwa bwaterana gochakira omonene onega ya bwemeroberia yo minto Sultan Victor Mbaka ensemo yo bokoreri operations manager yo minto Hesbon Nyamete ensemo ya Mariogie studio ebundi yane nyaboko momanyi lero nabwate outside broadcasting crew OBC yo minto Ivlino Sero onande boigo olenge guide yo Oborema so mali tukoli gali lero araboigo lisase nelifa yo minto Stanley Gisairo on ki libaga ya bubonsi nche nomurario brother Power Jareda Wilberforce Molendwe. Bye bye. Thank you.
Ndizi TV Obwansu bw'omugusi omurigereria bwa television ya Ndizi TV bono nabukura ly'obonchoria bwawo ase television ya Ndizi TV chinka kichindi chonsi ery'obwikere abarigereria kurochi county sana na ibire ekyo kirasorogonkorwa Nyanza nabo igo Rift Valley akesimi ase namba enoti isano na ibire inya isato isano nemo ibire isato isano na isato isano na ibire eyemo eryoto gwikere gose otutarire ase chiabisi chito ekyo kirase nyumba ya Brighton apartment ejire busyo bwekiro ya embassy ekeroko gende nyakoe Ndizi TV